You've probably heard stories of the wealthy living modestly, but why do the rich look poor? Let's delve into this fascinating phenomenon. It's easy to assume that wealth equates to flashy cars, glamorous attire, and opulent homes. However, the reality is often quite different. The mindset of the rich, their approach to spending, and their understanding of value play pivotal roles in their wealth accumulation. This video aims to shed light on these intriguing aspects. We'll explore 6 compelling reasons why those with substantial wealth often choose a lifestyle that seems at odds with their financial status. From wealth preservation to the desire for privacy, from the true value of money to long-term financial goals, we'll uncover the philosophy that guides the affluent in their financial decisions. Intrigued? Stick around to discover the 6 reasons why the rich often appear poor. Number 1 on our list: wealth preservation. Let's dive right in and discuss this fascinating concept. You see, for many people, the accumulation of wealth is not about the flash and the glamour. It's about securing a future, ensuring stability, and preserving what they've worked so hard to earn. Take a moment and think about some of the wealthiest individuals in the world. You might be surprised to find that many of them live quite modestly. They're not splashing their cash on the latest designer clothes or driving around in flashy supercars. Why, you ask? Well, it's all about wealth preservation. Wealth preservation is the art of maintaining and growing one's wealth. It's not about spending money on unnecessary luxuries, but rather about smart investments, frugality, and understanding the value of money. Consider Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for a little over $30,000. Despite his immense wealth, he chooses to live modestly. This is a prime example of wealth preservation. Or how about Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook? Despite being a multi-billionaire, he's known for his simple wardrobe and modest lifestyle. He could afford any luxury in the world but chooses to live frugally. These individuals understand that preserving their wealth is more important than displaying it. They know that each dollar spent on unnecessary luxuries is a dollar that could have been invested, a dollar that could have grown into $2, $3, or even $4. This concept of wealth preservation extends beyond just money. It also includes maintaining one's health, relationships, and personal happiness. After all, what good is wealth without these things? Wealth preservation is a long-term strategy, a marathon, not a sprint. It's about understanding the value of money, making smart decisions, and prioritizing the future over the present. So the first reason is all about keeping what they've earned. Interesting, right? Moving on to the second reason: privacy and security. Now, when we think of the wealthy, we might envision glitzy parties, red carpet events, and paparazzi flashes. However, this is far from reality for many. A significant number of rich people prefer to keep their wealth under wraps, valuing their privacy and security above the thrill of flaunting their riches. The reasons behind this are multifaceted. For starters, a low profile can offer a shield from unwanted attention that wealth can attract. This can range from prying eyes of the media to potential threats from criminals. By appearing average, the rich can move through life with less worry about being targeted because of their wealth. Consider this. You've probably walked past a millionaire on the street without realizing it. It's not because they're hiding. It's simply that they've chosen not to advertise their wealth. You see, wealth is not always about the flashiest car or the biggest house on the block. It's also about having the freedom to live life on your own terms without the constant worry of being under the spotlight. In a world where privacy is increasingly scarce, maintaining a low profile becomes a luxury in itself, and for the rich, it's one they can afford. They can choose to live in gated communities, use private transportation, and even employ security personnel. All these measures not only provide an added layer of security, but also ensure their personal lives remain personal. Moreover, this sense of privacy can also extend to their financial affairs. Many wealthy individuals prefer to keep their financial status confidential, often using discreet financial institutions or advisors. This can prevent speculation about their wealth and deter any potential threats. In essence, the rich often find that the benefits of keeping their wealth private outweigh the momentary thrill of displaying it. It's about more than just security. It's about preserving their peace of mind and enjoying their wealth without the constant scrutiny or potential risks that can come with it. Therefore, the second reason is about maintaining a low profile for privacy and security purposes. The third reason is understanding the value of money. One of the most profound understandings the wealthy have is the true value of money. They don't see money as a means to buy flashy cars or ostentatious mansions. Instead, they see it as a tool, a resource to be used wisely and effectively. And often this means being frugal, not cheap, but frugal. They understand that every penny saved is a penny that can be invested, grown, and multiplied. You might be surprised to know that many of the world's wealthiest individuals are known for their frugality. Take Warren Buffett, for example. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, he still lives in the same modest house he bought in the late 1950s. Or Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, who was known for driving an old Volvo and flying economy class. These individuals understand that spending money on unnecessary luxuries doesn't increase their wealth. Instead, they choose to invest their money, allowing it to grow and work for them. This frugality isn't about denying oneself the pleasures of life. It's about understanding the value of money and making conscious decisions on how to use it. The wealthy know that buying a $5,000 suit won't make them any richer or happier. They understand that the true value of money lies not in the material possessions it can buy, but in the freedom and opportunities it can provide. So, what does this mean for us? It means that we should start viewing money not as a ticket to a lavish lifestyle, but as a tool for creating wealth. It means being smart about our spending, saving where we can, and investing wisely. It means understanding that the flashy lifestyle often associated with wealth is not a true reflection of wealth, but rather a distraction from it. So the third reason lies in a deep understanding of the value of money. It's about recognizing that wealth isn't about what you can buy, but about what you can do, the opportunities you can create, and the freedom you can attain. It's about understanding that true wealth is not visible in material possessions, but in the invisible assets of freedom, opportunity, and financial security. Number 4 on our list, long-term financial goals. The wealthy have a knack for looking beyond the immediate horizon. They recognize that wealth isn't just about making money for today, but about securing their financial futures. This is why they often appear to live more modestly than their means might suggest. They prioritize their long-term financial goals over immediate gratification. Take the example of Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. Despite being one of the wealthiest men on the planet, Buffett continues to live in the same modest home he purchased in 1958 for $31,500. Why? Because Buffett understands that true wealth isn't about displaying opulence. It's about making sound financial decisions that secure his wealth for the long term. Another example is Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Despite his immense wealth, Zuckerberg is known for his simple lifestyle. He drives a relatively modest car and is often seen wearing the same gray t-shirt. Why? Because Zuckerberg, like Buffett, understands the importance of prioritizing long-term financial goals. It's not that the wealthy don't enjoy the finer things in life, they absolutely do. But they understand the value of delayed gratification. They know that by making smart, calculated decisions today, they can ensure their wealth continues to grow and provide security for them and their families in the future. So the next time you see someone who appears to be living modestly, don't assume they're not wealthy. They could very well be prioritizing their long-term financial goals just like the wealthy do. And this isn't just about the super rich. Anyone can adopt this mindset. By prioritizing long-term financial goals over immediate gratification, anyone can build wealth and secure their financial future. Hence, the fourth reason is all about focusing on long-term financial goals. Fifth reason, avoiding unnecessary attention. Let's dive into the fifth reason why the rich may choose to look poor. It's all about sidestepping unnecessary attention. You see, excessive attention can often be a distraction, and when you're rich, it can come from all sides: the media, friends, family, and even strangers. It's not just about the paparazzi chasing celebrities. It's also about the constant scrutiny and the pressure to maintain a certain image. Take, for instance, billionaires like Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg. Buffett is well known for his frugal lifestyle. He still lives in the same house he bought in the late 1950s, and he's often seen driving a modest car. He's one of the richest men in the world, but he doesn't flaunt his wealth. Similarly, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is often seen in simple gray t-shirts and jeans. But why do they do this? It's not because they can't afford to live extravagantly. It's because they choose not to. They understand that unnecessary attention can often lead to unnecessary complications. It can disrupt their focus on work, on their goals, and on their personal lives. Moreover, constantly displaying wealth can create a certain pressure to keep up appearances, which can be mentally exhausting. It's not just about buying expensive things. It's about constantly being in the public eye, always being judged, and always having to meet certain expectations. It's also about safety and security. The more you flaunt your wealth, the more you become a target, not just for criminals, but also for lawsuits, scams, and people who want a piece of your fortune. Keeping a low profile helps to avoid these risks. So it's not just about being humble or being frugal. It's about maintaining a certain level of privacy, about being able to focus on what truly matters, and about avoiding the complications and risks that come with excessive attention. The fifth reason: keeping a low profile to avoid unnecessary attention. Lastly, the sixth reason: true wealth is invisible. This might sound paradoxical to some, but it's a concept that the truly affluent understand well. The notion that wealth must be visible, must be flaunted and displayed, is a rather shallow understanding of what true wealth really is. True wealth is not defined by the price tag on your car, the label on your clothes, or the postcode of your home. It's not about the outward show of prosperity. Instead, it's about the unseen, the intangible. Think about the most affluent people you know. You'll find that their wealth is often invisible, tucked away in investments, in businesses, in assets that are not immediately visible to the naked eye. They understand that the real measure of wealth is not what you can see, but what you can't. Take, for instance, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, yet he lives in the same modest house he bought over 60 years ago. His wealth is not in his property, but in his shares of various companies, his investment portfolio. Or consider Mark Zuckerberg, who could afford any luxury but chooses to wear the same gray t-shirt every day. Their wealth is not in material possessions, but in the value they've created, the assets they've built, and the influence they wield. This principle is about understanding that true wealth is not about consumption, but about creation. It's about building something of value, something that lasts. It's about investing in assets that grow over time, rather than spending on items that depreciate the moment you buy them. This is the essence of true wealth. It's not about the appearance of wealth, but the reality of it. It's about financial freedom, the ability to live life on your own terms, to make choices not based on financial constraints, but on personal priorities and passions. And there we have it, the sixth reason: understanding that true wealth is invisible. Now that we've explored the 6 reasons why the rich look poor, it's easy to see a pattern, isn't it? There's a common thread running through all these points. It's not about the money, the cars, the clothes, or the outward trappings of wealth. It's about a mindset, a way of life, a philosophy that prioritizes value, security, and long-term financial goals over immediate gratification and showy displays of opulence. Let's revisit these key insights. First, wealth preservation. The rich understand that it's not just about making money, but keeping it, growing it. They recognize that excessive spending on material possessions can be a drain on their resources. They opt for modesty and frugality, not because they can't afford to splurge, but because they choose to invest in their future. Second, privacy and security. For the wealthy, maintaining a low profile is a strategic choice. It's about protecting their assets and their families from potential threats. By appearing less affluent, They avoid becoming targets of crime or unwanted attention. Third, the value of money. The rich have a deep understanding of the worth of a dollar. They've worked hard for their wealth and know the effort it takes to earn and save. This makes them more cautious with their spending and more inclined to put their money where it truly matters. Next, long-term financial goals. The wealthy aren't just thinking about today, but about tomorrow, next year, and the next decade. They have a vision for their financial future, and they're willing to make sacrifices in the present to achieve it. Fifth, avoiding unnecessary attention. The rich often prefer to fly under the radar. They don't want the limelight or the scrutiny that comes with ostentatious displays of wealth. They'd rather lead quiet, fulfilling lives, free from the pressure and expectations of society. And finally, true wealth is invisible. The rich understand that the most valuable assets aren't always tangible. They invest in experiences, relationships, knowledge, health, and peace of mind. These are the things that money can't buy, and yet they're the true markers of wealth. This mindset, this approach to wealth, is what sets the rich apart. It's not about being stingy or miserly, but about being smart, strategic, and forward-thinking. It's about understanding the true value of money and using it as a tool to create a fulfilling, secure, and sustainable life. To sum it up, wealth isn't about the outward appearances. It's about the choices you make, the priorities you set, and the values you live by. It's about seeking true, lasting value over fleeting, superficial pleasures. And it's about understanding that the richest life isn't necessarily the one with the most expensive things, but the one filled with the most meaningful experiences. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to us. Until next time, remember, wealth isn't always what it seems.